Welcome to this EAE Entrepreneur Experience session. The session title for today is Entrepreneur and Serial Investor of the 21st Century. In this session, we have the pleasure to welcome Jesus Alonso Gallo. Welcome, Jesus.
Hello to everybody. How are you in the space? So we are speaking to people that we don't see. So we imagine that you are a lot of people listening.
Yes. Okay, Jesus is well known as the founder of restaurants.com, among other companies which most of you have used or will use at some point. He describes himself as an employee, entrepreneur, and investor. With energy to match his ambition, he should insurance to put himself through university and spend every time learning, whether in class or in the job. He believes in karma, and humble, friendly, and generous. He tries to pay back the debt he owes to the universe by helping others to succeed. In this session, Jesus is going to talk about his own experience as a worker and also as an entrepreneur and investor. For the next hour or so, Jesus will give us insights and we can draw lessons from his experience, which will make all of us better entrepreneurs or investors or both. Let's start with the first question, Jesus.
Okay.
You describe yourself as an employee, entrepreneur, and investor. Why have you chosen these three words to describe yourself?
Well, I think, in my opinion, when you're in your professional life, you are, living different stages. Is a process to learn, and initially, the major part of the people begin as employee. So you are working after the university, wherever you begin at a company. So your mission at this stage is to learn a lot, and the model in order to learn a lot in this stage is, in my opinion, the key element is the active listening. So you must listen to other people in the company, the clients, the providers, in order to learn as much as possible. So it's kind of master. Someone is paying to you a salary every month, and you can receive a lot of lessons. After that point, the second level, if you have this, this illusion, this kind of dream, is to change your mind from employee to entrepreneur. So my second stage in my life was to create building new companies. This was my dream. In this second stage of my life, in my opinion, you must try to learn a lot making things. And the major part of the things that you will make will be errors and mistakes. So you need to make errors in order to learn. So the learning as entrepreneur is trying to understand people and teams and making mistakes. The third level in my life process was to be a private investor. So my mission now is learn a lot of things, making bets, and imagine people and teams potential. Mm-hmm. So the game is to make something like to select the right people, the right teams, see the market proposal, the terms and conditions of this a new company, in order to sell it, which companies you must sell in order to put your money on it. So this is the three perspectives in my life with the three things.
Okay, and what different points of view have these roles given you?
In my opinion, when you are an employee, you are making an analysis of a long funnel of information. So you are getting as much as possible information in order to learn. When you change to entrepreneur, this is not so critical. Instead of that, you must focus on a creation of value and define a clear value proposal for the consumers and sell your services or your products to a certain market. So your mind is working in a more strategic point of view. And finally, as investor, the key element is the reduce the risk. So you must think very strategically, but focus on different business, different markets, different teams, in order to create something very, very, very complex and very diverse. Because as much as you have more diversity, the risk will be lower and lower. That is the point.
Okay, as we are all here to learn from you, what suggestions would you give to ambitious students who want to follow your footsteps as an entrepreneur and or as an investor?
Well, in my opinion, everybody can begin to transform in an investor at the very earliest stage. So my best advice is, when you begin to have the first salary in your life, you must deduct first day of the month 10% of the money that you receive, and this 10% is something religious. No, we never must destroy this 10% of money that is for investing. Investing at a very early stage of the life. So if you create a culture that say, okay, my salary is 1,000 euros per month. First day of the month, I take 100 euros and I will put in any place, but this will be my investment contribution. So now everybody can be investor, for example, with the robo advisors. So you can put every month 100 euros in order to invest in different index companies like Indexa Capital or others in Spain are offering a tremendous value proposition. So it's so simple, like if I earn 1,000 euros per month, I will invest 100 every month, all my life. Okay, if afterwards you receive a salary that is 2,000 euros, you can determine 200 euros for your investments. And with this simple system, time to time, in a certain moment of your life, you can decide, because you can decide to invest more than 10% of your income. Could be 15% or could be 20%, etc., etc. When you make a clear analysis of the contribution of the compound interest during the time, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, it's so simple to see that the major part of the people can receive a mega bonus in terms of money if you are making this process during 20, 30, 40 years. So everybody can make it. And this financial culture is, for me, very important. Additionally to that, you can decide with the equity crowdfunding platforms that you can invest every month in different startups with tickets so low, like 100 euros. So you can invest in new companies, and it's not a problem at all that you have very few money. So if you decide a mixed strategy with one part is replicating index in the stock exchange with robo-advisors, and other part is, investing in new companies, etc., etc. This culture gives you the possibility to make things in the future. The Latin mentality is, first of all, I spend all my money, and at the final of the month, I will have zero euros. And this is wrong. This is terribly wrong.
It's true. It's true. Okay, the next question is about the employee. Okay, it's been an employee a waste of time. What do you think?
In my opinion, this question is well relation with another's. There is people are different, so the major part of the people are SIPs. They are not entrepreneurs, so they are SIPs, and very few people is people with the mission to be shepherds. So to be entrepreneur is not something that is for a major part of the number of people in our society. Is for a few number of people. Because to be leader, investor, entrepreneur, this is tough, it's complex, and the possibility to fail is so high. In our Latin culture.
I know.
Is no well understand. The major part of the young people in United States, they want to be leaders. Is something that is culture, part of the culture. But in Spain or Latin America, the major part of the people, they prefer to have a security of the salary, and someone else, a public institution, a private bank, whatever, they give you that security. But our world is changing a lot. So in a very few years, we will see that the major part of the employees will be free employees. So every single person must decide what is his own and unique value proposal for the rest of the community and for companies. So in the future, companies, we will have very few small work labor group of people, and the major part will be people that are making services, professional services for a plane full of different companies. This is my
Your vision.
my vision.
Your vision. Okay. And one of the biggest obstacles between being an employee and an entrepreneur is the fear.
Yeah.
So, why do you think people are scared of starting out on their own?
Well, I think that this is because you have a wrong mentality regarding what is more secure, what is less secure. Today, if we make a clear analysis of the situation of the companies, it's very difficult to guarantee to any employee that is safer to be part of a big organization instead of be free and solve your salary by your own, because the changes, technology, and other kind of global concepts, paradigms, everything is changing so fast. So if we make an example, today we can calculate what is the number of employees worldwide that are working with machines with a wheel. So you are driving a taxi, or you are driving a truck, or a train, or a ship, or a plane, or you are working with this kind of machines for digging the earth, minery, whatever. All these employees that are managing these machines in a very short period of time, all that employees will disappear. In the same process that we have in Spain with the minery of certain minerals that create very high pollution, and say, okay, this is a government decision, stop. The autonomous driving will change in a very deeply manner world as we understand now. So it's a key element to see which unique elements of our own is tremendous advantage in order to the future, when we can see a major part of different industrial activities. These activities will receive as a tsunami of innovation. So robots are coming in a massive amount. So the people must think that it's important to make a value proposition in order to don't stay in that situation that new things can change your employee position for automatization, for robots, etc., etc. So it's important to think these points.
Okay, okay. What about the fear? Do you think individuals can manage
the fear
and
is,
how
is,
or
is something that is no possible to change for a major part of people. For example, if you are a person that you need to see your life very well controlled, planned, and easy to understand, you never will be entrepreneur.
sure?
Entrepreneur is living with fear day and night, suffering a lot, working as a tremendous slave, receive the criticisms of your family, friends, and neighbors, and whatever. And the powerful in making that sacrifice is only because you prefer living a few number of years as a slave in order to live the rest of your life as a king. If you have not this vision, this dream, it's better that you continue with the traditional system, because in your skills, personal skills, is not possible to maintain this level of fear and other word that I don't know the name in English, incertidumbre. That is the problem. To be entrepreneur is something that is no sure. It's very risky. So if you are not like Cristobal Colon, you are not an entrepreneur at all, because this is only risk. So entrepreneur is person that enjoy with the risk.
Okay.
It's like a person that loves to surfer in the sea, and this is risky, but it's very pleasure at the same time. Okay.
Okay. So, assuming they get beyond their fear, what are typical mistakes new entrepreneurs tend to make?
I have my list of
Really?
classical mistakes. So the first one is no market information, or no knowledge of competitors.
Okay.
So if you go to a market and you don't know the market perfectly right, wrong, problem, destroy. The second point is, if you don't make a deep analysis of competitors, present competitors and future competitors, you will have a problem. The second point of problems is shareholder problems. So the shareholder problems is very vinculated with the third, that is power structure. So when a group of people create a new company, the first conversation must be about power structure.
Sure.
So any of them must be leader, the CEO. Okay, I am CEO, so the last word is in my point. So if it's 3-4 people making a new company, it's mathematically impossible that the contribution of every single person is equally of a 25%. So it's 4 shareholders and anyone is 25%. That is impossible at all. So one person is CEO and is handling, financial part of the company. So if somebody is with financial and is CEO, there is not 25%, because if this person made wrong and made things not legal, the responsibility to go to jail is the CEO. So CEO must receive more than a 25% in a group of 4 people. Or if other people is a key element in the company because he's managing sales and another person is managing marketing, but another person is making, something that is not critical in the creation of value and is, for example, community manager. And this company is very, very small value proposition in this field with the social networks and community management, and this guy has 25% of the company. Same like the people that is managing sales, and the mission is to get the money from the market and put it on the table. So it's very important to see in these classical problems power structure and decide that one person must have 45% of the company and another founder probably 20%. This is critical issue. Other very common mistake is make a optimistic business plan. So it's very optimistic. First year we will sell 100, and second year 1,000. So if first year is 100 and second year is 1,000, is 10 times higher. This is very difficult to see. So you cannot put in a business plan that in 3 years you are worldwide leader, because it's not possible at all that you get that position worldwide in 36 months. The other question that is a problem is wrong estimation of your real acquisition client cost. How much money cost you to get 1 client and 100 clients and 1,000 clients? What is the cost per client that you get from the market? Now my acquisition cost will be €1 per client. And finally the real cost is €100 per client. My God, the deviation is so high that is a problem, is a critical problem. And additionally to that is right time to be on the market. So probably you have a tremendous opportunity, but the time is past. And other groups and other entrepreneurs in other markets are so advanced that you are dead before that you are beginning. In other situations is the opposite. You have a tremendous opportunity, but it's very early. It's not time to market. It's 5 years before the right time. So if you go with your plan, it's so early that you cannot be successful. And finally, in my experience, is bad estimation about what is the size of marketing investment that you need to be a relevant player.
Okay.
So, a long list of entrepreneurs, they can think that it's very easy with 100,000 euros. I will make my marketing plans in 1 year, this year another similar amount of money, and with this amount, this money in terms of marketing, I will get the market. And it's wrong, because the cost is 10 or 100 times higher than the business plan estimations. That is
So, how can they avoid these mistakes? What do you think?
In my opinion, the easy road is making your best possible MVP. So you create your minimal viable product or service, and you go step by step, checking with the market, with the clients, and pivoting. This is not the right path, so we get this another right, so 50% right or left from my previous plan. So making a long list of mistakes, very small cost, in order to getting better and better and better your MVP. After this process finishes, you have something that you can put in a machine, and you can explain to everyone. If you put here 100 euros, you get here 110 euros. Or if you put 100 euros, you get here 200 euros. Whatever it works, it is interesting. You have something that works, is predictable, you can sell to everyone, and you have a monetization system, and you are getting money. You must determine what is the client acquisition cost and what is the lifetime value per client, in order to be, if with this machine, with this system, you only need fire, you need power, you need money, and go to the investors. If you consider that with this system, this is traction, I can show the results, so give me my first €1,000,000 and I will put there, and I can demonstrate to the investors that if I have results at very small stage with my MVP, I can go to the market with €1,000,000 in order to invest massively and getting results.
Okay. And when an entrepreneur is looking for outside investment, what questions should they ask a potential investor in their startups?
Well, in my opinion, it's very important to share with the investor your vision, your dream. What is the size of your dream? What is the size of the ambition that you have? To share your personal and professional background, to see your more sophisticated assets, personal assets, what is the quality of your team, and show your numbers, ideas regarding the business opportunity that you are managing. So when the entrepreneur is making a proposal to potential investors, this must be like a romance. So you know a person, begin to feel there is any chemical between entrepreneur and investor, but it's not something there is feelings on it. The between the investor and the entrepreneur, between them is only a contract. And if the entrepreneur forget this critical issue, is a disaster. So entrepreneurs, your investors or professional or potential investors are not your friends. Your friends is a group of people that you know at a very early stage at the school. That is your friends. But your investors or your potential investors are not your friends. They are looking for a crematistic, financially issue. If I put 1 million, you must give me back 10 millions. I need that you pay to me 10 times the money that I give you. So we need to study the whole thing in order to understand that if I invest in your company 1 million, I can see that in the future, when we make an IPO and this company go to a stock exchange, or we make an exit and another global company bought the startup, the part that is my percent as investor in your company, I must receive 10 millions because now I am giving to you 1 million. This is expensive, but you can go to the bank, and the bank institutions, they can give you the money with the cost lower, but you need to give them guarantees. If you have not guarantees, the risk capital, the private investors are investing in different companies with a rate of death so high as 90%. So if your company goes right, you will pay all the party of the rest of the 9 that are making bankruptcy, whatever. That is the point.
Okay, and if currently some of our students they are looking at us wants to look for investors, where can they find serious investors?
Well, now in Spain we have a lot of funds of information or systems to be informed about the associations of private investors, of business angels. But recently, everyone can buy a magazine that is El Referente. El Referente has all the information about all the people, or the major part of the people that are investment professionally in Spain, and with all the details, because it's important to see that if you want to receive a round for your startup that is, for example, 1 million euros, you cannot go to companies or raise capital companies or private angel, business angels, whatever, that only invest 100,000 euros because you are looking for 1 million. So everyone has a kind of companies that they are investing in, a ticket size, and sectors and type of entrepreneurs or teams that they are looking for. Certain investors, they want teams of people with a high and long record of professional life previously to be entrepreneurs, so they are not investing in young people. Or other groups only invest in very young people. I remember when I was running restaurantes.com, the major part of investors that we were looking for a round, they told us, my shareholder and me, Antonio Fernandez, that the sum of his age and my age was more than 100 years. So they cannot invest in people so old, because they are investing only in young people that are finishing the university, go with a PowerPoint and say, okay, these young people can make the new Facebook. So they want to put in money on that opportunities instead of our value proposal managing for people with seniority and decades of professional life previously. This is important to see what is the kind of investor that you need. The best investor is clients. So if you have clients making orders and you send the goods or the service to your clients, and if your cost is 1,000 per month and your income is 7,000 per month and your margin is so high, this is the perfect path. So you must try to create a business that is sustainable and the numbers works properly. After a period of time, you can see, okay, I am making so well that if I get 5 million euros, I could be eventually, I could be leader worldwide. So I need a huge amount of capital in order to be fast against others that are running in the same race. So if I think a company, and I was born in Madrid, 25 people in India, United States, Japan, and Malaysia, and Africa, they create the same idea. So it's not possible that you imagine something unique. Everybody can imagine the same things. So it's a race. You always have competitors, so you need to run as fast as you can, because otherwise you can lose the race. Not only is speed, is also execution. So probably if the faster is executing very badly, the second in the race can win the race, because it's executing more properly. It's important also.
Okay. And what should I do if an investor declines to invest in my startup?
I like one thing that I put here, that is the look of the tiger.
Yes, I can. I love this sense of you.
The look of the tiger. So if you see an entrepreneur, man or woman, age is the same, it's important to see that that person is prepared to kill for the dream that that person has inside the heart. And the eyes is something that is no any financial issue. It's something that you can feel in your fingertips. Secondly, it's important to understand that any entrepreneur must forget the classical triple F. The classical triple F was F, family, friends, and fools. This is wrong. It's completely wrong. So you must reprogramming your brain and say, it's founders, family, and friends.
Sure.
So if you are an investor and you see an entrepreneur that is focusing to be a winner with the tiger look, and secondly, F for founders, my money, the rest of the team money, all the money that we have in our bank, we put here. With this money, we create this. Afterwards, the second F, we will go to the family and make a round with family. My father, my mother, uncles, grandmother, take money and invest on it. With this money, we create a higher demonstration of our MVP. And things are running in terms of traction. So now we go to the third F, friends, and say, give me some money. Friends putting money on it. And now I have a history of 6 or 3 or 9 months of traction. This is my numbers. This is my effort. You are my investor. Do you want to go in? So this is the chance. This is my, so in occasions I see an entrepreneur and all his money is on the bank. And entrepreneur, they don't put his money on the business. They want that I put my money on it, but they don't want to put their money on it. So I say, no thanks.
Obviously.
No thanks.
Obviously. Okay, now I want to talk about the latest trend is for entrepreneurs to become investors. What do you think about that?
So in my opinion, the world of investment is changing very fast because traditionally the major part of the market was controlled by financial guys. So people that are working all their professional life in private banking or wherever, and finally have the deals, the networking and contacts, and and get a fund, 40 million euros, whatever, different sizes, and this is the BC, the classical BCs. But now, more and more entrepreneurs with decades of dedication to create things, new companies, make exits, get the reward, and one part of them consider that is a kind of religious obligation to return to the society one part of the premium and create new investors, new VCs, whatever. So the differences is that if the key role is a firm that is managing at high level by entrepreneurs that are now changing to be investors, this new point of view will be more profitable and more strategically with more ROI, in my opinion, than the classical point of view. But I consider that it will be very important that if the leader of the BC is a previous entrepreneur that know perfectly right how is running a company, whatever, these profiles need the help of the financial professionals inside the company, as well as the legal expertise
Operations.
in order to make something complete.
Okay. It's very common for entrepreneurs to look for advice from business mentors who offers expertise in exchange for equity.
Yep.
Assuming they are in fact experts, it's a good idea for a startup to accept mentoring in exchange for shares.
In my opinion, mentoring could be an empty box. So you need to transform the word mentoring or senior advisory in a list of facts.
Sure.
To-do list. You are my mentor. You are my advisor. If you make this, I will give you 1% of equity. If you make this all an additional thing, I will give you another 0.50% of equity. And if you have a list of very clear strategic objectives in terms of revenue, contacts, contracts, agreements, strategic partnerships, whatever, you can receive this advice or this mentoring because you can convert all that value in real assets. The tricky bad guys say, okay, give me 5% of your company and I will help you a lot. And that is words. Words means nothing at all.
So how can a startup choose the best mentor and a fair equity exchange?
I think that is something complex that could be simple. If you make an analysis of what is the needs of the entrepreneur, what is the assets of a group of senior people, I am a highly convinced person about the good things that can give to your company a senior advisor committee. So an expert in marketing, an expert in finance, an expert in internationalization. So these people with a long track record giving advice and positive things. So for me, it's very important, it's critical when the entrepreneur made me happy with the proposal. So I will tell you my story. This is my story. I will create this empire. And you, for your goals, your past track record, whatever, the entrepreneur consider that I can help them properly, and offer me a nice proposal, so nice that I must say yes. So the key element is established in a simple doc. What is the proposal and what is the balance between, because finally is the most cost asset is time. So you have very few time, and you can dedicate your time different things. So if you have 10 proposals, you will select 1, 2, 3 that is more positive, efficiently, and lucrative that you can consider. So for me, it's easy. If the entrepreneur go to the mentor, advisor, investor with a proposal that is difficult to say no.
Okay. And given that the pace of change in almost every sector is increasing, where are the best opportunities coming from nowadays?
In my opinion, the technologies that are changing everything is, first of all, blockchain. So every single sector will be completely transformed by the potential of blockchain technology. So if you go to a sector, there are things that all of our lives and previously things are made in a single way with a third party that is giving the assurance of everything. This will be disappear with blockchain technology. So everything that you can create based on blockchain is a massive impact in terms of profit in the future. Secondly is artificial intelligence, all system based on machine learnings, machine learning and artificial intelligence is something very big, that is transforming and affecting all markets. Another question very important for me is all the transformation about industry as we considered previously. So industry 4.0 will be very different. So I see is a long list, but these three technologies, three paradigms that are changing everything.
Okay. And where should the startups be focusing their energy and resources?
In my opinion, first of all, is you must create the best possible product, the best possible service, and you must focus on it. Your product, your service will be something lovely with a lot of things, but at the beginning is only one thing that is better, is best on earth in that thing. So you focus to be the best in one simple question, and create traction with it. And secondly, sell. So create the best possible product or service and sell. Create the best possible service or product and sell, and forget it all the rest. Focus on these two things.
Okay. And what are the main requirements you look for when decide to invest in a startup?
Well, for me, it's
Mirada del tigre?
important la mirada del tigre, and after is a critical issue. If the value proposal is attacking, is trying to get a massive market. So I don't invest in the small markets. I prefer to invest my money in something that could be massive. Another key element is that if I can see that the team is well balanced, something knows what is a P&L or the financial issue, and another person in the team is focused on selling, and another person in the team that is key element of the project is a guru, a technology guru. So if you have technology, finance, sales, mainly marketing, if you see a complete team looking to a massive market, and additionally to that, they can prove that the MVP is working on, 3 months could be simple. Say, okay, 3 months, month 1, 2, and 3, extraction clear. Okay, now we are speaking, see the opportunity, preparing a kind of deal. This is long, takes long, so month 4, 5, and 6. So if somebody with a history of 3 months on a market say, okay, one question, how much do you get in sales or in the KPI that you make the analysis? It's not necessary to make invoices. So someone can create with an app something that you can see the number of users every month is growing and growing and growing, and the engagement with the clients. This is okay, no money, but it's something that you can see what is the traction. If I can see when numbers in month 1, 2, 3, and the provision, what is the plan for month 3, 4, or 4, 5, 6, and during that time we are speaking about it, and I can see that the entrepreneurs say, I will make 100 in this quarter, and finally see there is no 100, there is 125, and say, good. So these elements make something critical for me. It's no important the valuation. For me, valuation is a critical issue. So you can invest in a startup at higher valuation if it's right, the team, the traction, the value proposal, the numbers, and it's no problem for me. And other private investors are looking only startups with a value, company value around 1 million euros, and if something say 3 million, say no for me. I can invest in companies with a low valuation, medium or higher. It all depends.
Okay, and to round off this fascination and informative session with Jesus, let me put one more question to you. What is the most important lesson that you can pass on these students?
Well, one lesson that I referred before is to forget at all the classical triple F meaning, family, friends, and fools, and forget this. Is founders, family, and friends. So this is very important. And key tips from my life is you must create a minimal viable product, you need to create traction, because if you have an idea of your company, product or service, and you didn't receive the answer of the market, forget it all.
Sure.
No, it's a tremendous mistake. Still continue trying to change something that is no okay. So if you take a paper that is with no letters on it, it's free to create a new proposal. So if you are trying something and it's tough, it doesn't work, everything is ready to create. So you can change your mind and you can look for another question, another idea, another project. So it's only your imagination. And if you are very short of imagination, you can see outside and see something lovely in Malaysia, Japan, or Israel, and you may copy paste. You copy and create in Spain and go fast and make a tremendous opportunity to a group of consumers, and go ahead, make mistakes, fix that mistakes, make pivoting, see what is the path, and go ahead. This is my tips.
Okay, Jesus, thank you very, very much for coming and spending this hour with us. We look forward to see you in the next session.
Okay, it will be a pleasure.
In the meantime, we have much to ponder and think about. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. Bye.